You know, coming up with video titles can be quite difficult, and I must admit, when creating this video, I had to change it to something a lot better. I started with the title, The Best Songs from Every Zelda Game, and I got to Majora's Mask, and I realized all of the songs I'd picked are just the most well-known songs of each game. So, I asked myself the age-old question, is the song iconic because it's the best, or is it the best because it's iconic? And honestly, I didn't know how to answer that. So, like any smart writer, I changed it up, and a new title was born. The most iconic songs from every Zelda game. I think this is an easier but still difficult task than picking the best song. I mean, how many classic songs can a series have? Not to mention the fanbase with even more opinions on the topic. That leads to the disclaimer, this is obviously just my opinion, everyone has their opinion, and none of them are wrong, even my opinion is slightly different. It was a challenge to separate my personal favorites from each game, so to keep my sanity, I will have a second video on the songs of Zelda, and that would be just my personal favorite songs from each game, and some of them might actually surprise you. But this video is for the icons, the ones we hum when we're going on walks, the ones even our family members know because we're always humming them, and the ones that have to appear on every lo-fi album by law. So let's get started. This is the part where I'm supposed to build up tension and keep you on the edge of your seat, locked in, ready to see what the answer is, but there really is no way to build up the obvious. The overworld theme from the original Legend of Zelda is not just known by fans of the series, it's known by gamers that don't like the series and even non-gamers. This song isn't just the most iconic song from this game, it's the most iconic song from the franchise. Mario has World 1-1 and Zelda has the overworld theme. With a powerful combination of instruments, we get the pinnacle of adventure songs. It makes you want to go out and explore the world with confidence and strength. Adventure is out there, but if you happen to come across a heart, don't keep it for more strength, call the police instead. This song is amazing and it truly fits the idea of what they were going for. While many songs in the series are reused and made better, I don't think there is a version better than the original for the overworld theme. While the overworld theme was a clear winner, I must give credit where credit is due. The original game may be very outdated today, but it set the standard that so many fans have come to love. One of those standards is great music that puts you into the game. This song choice really isn't a shock either, but it comes from a very interesting detour. Before that though, once again giving credit, this soundtrack is very underrated. The choice for the most iconic song in one of the most infamous games is the dungeon theme. It had to be the dungeon theme because it's not only known, but it's so good. Which is a good thing because without save slaves, you will be doing this dungeon a lot. I mean, seriously, how did anyone beat this game without those? While the choice was easy, the route was odd like I said before. This song is the most iconic, but it's from another game where I think it gets its status. Many, including myself, probably know and enjoy the version you hear in Super Smash Bros. Melee during the Zelda section in Adventure Mode. That game took this song to one of its new heights and it gave it the iconic status. I mean, it's not wrong for that to be the route that we all know it as, but it's like someone saying they know Michael Jordan more as a baseball player than a basketball player. I mean, technically you aren't wrong, but you're not right either. Now here's a hot take for you. While the series has continued its growth, it's custom for dungeons to get their own themes now. And I like that, but don't get me wrong, but with this song being in multiple dungeons and in other games, I would say this is probably the best overall and most iconic dungeon theme in the series. A rare win for Zelda 2 being on top. You know that feeling when something should be difficult because there are so many good options, but then it's not? It's like you and your partner deciding to go out to eat. No matter where you go, it's nice because you're not having to cook anything and you get to be lazy. It's always hard to find the right spot to go to, but you can't make a bad choice since you're going out. With Link to the Past soundtrack, I had that difficult decision. There are some iconic songs where some still get used today in the series. Hyrule Castle theme, the dungeon theme, the boss battle theme, freaking Zelda Lullaby's first appearance. Like I said in my analogy, you can't go wrong with your pick, but like I said, it should be difficult, but then it isn't because you realize that Old Faithful is waiting for you. That restaurant you both love, and it makes the decision so much easier, so you just keep going back to it. The formerly mentioned songs could all be selected if there wasn't a giant in the mix. Yes, the pick is the Dark World theme. The Dark World theme is probably one of the most recognizable songs in the series. It's linked to one of the greatest moments in the series. When you defeat Aghanim, your screen changes and you appear in a whole new realm with this music playing and you automatically get chills. This is such a great moment and it's connected with one of the best songs. This was honestly the first game I struggled with choosing and it really comes down to just two options. Probably which version you are looking at. Before the remake in 2019, I would have chosen Tall Tall Heights by a mile. This song was a new and different and really stressed the importance of the area. You would hear this song everywhere and it was clearly the front runner for this game. However, when the remake came out, I think its status took a turn and my life became much more difficult because of this choice. I think the most iconic song from the remake is the main song with the Ballad of the Windfish. With the newfound love for Mayron, the cute art style, and honestly the much less ear-piercing sound that is the Ballad of the Windfish, fit the narrative so much better. With a beautiful story, it highlights the friendship and connection between Link and Mayron, and even the Windfish. So the question is, which song gets the win? I can't give out the award to both, because that would be boring. While someone is going to disagree whichever option I pick, I'm just going to go with my gut and say Tall Tall Heights gets the win. It's been more iconic longer, and you can listen to whichever version, but the original Ballad of the Windfish is just too much, so I'm going to go with longevity and ear-saving Tall Tall Heights. Okay. Let's cause some controversy and make some people mad. I ask you, how do you choose the most iconic song from the most iconic soundtrack in the series? This game not only added so many new songs to the series, but also enhanced some older versions. This was by far the worst, and there is no answer that is going to please everyone, so let me get my choices out, and then you can get mad at me just from my options being wrong. I narrowed it down to 4 songs: Gerudo Valley, Title Theme, Song of Storms, and Lost Woods. I think that these are the most iconic songs from this game, and ask me on a different day, and I would probably say a different answer, but I would say I'm gonna go with Lost Woods. I feel like this one has a little more staying power in the others. Gerudo Town has changed with games like Echoes of Wisdom and Breath of the Wild. The title theme fun fact of being a play on the flute or Ocarina from Legend of Zelda and Link to the Past respectively is known now, and finally Song of Storms was a second option, but I feel like the Lost Woods pulls just slightly ahead. It's a fun song that is charming and adds so much whimsy to the game. It's a section that you come back to multiple times, and each time you hear it, the memories just start coming back, similar to all the other songs. It's also a song that connects Link to a dear friend, so it gets bonus points for that. I do say that I thought about putting Zelda's Lullaby on here, but to me, that's become more of a song for the series than Ocarina of Time. It didn't originate in Ocarina of Time. This is just where it gained steam, being a big part of the game. Now you hear it just about anytime you see Zelda, even in spin-offs like Age of Calamity. So it's weird to say, but that song is more an iconic song for the series and not the game specifically, so I didn't consider it much. All I can say is, I'm sorry for all those who disagree. What do you want me to do? Getting back to a much clearer answer with Majora's Mask, we have the Song of Healing. While this game also has a great soundtrack, there is no option I could have chosen other than the Song of Healing. Maybe Clocktown thing, but I think Healing takes the Deku Nut here. While making this list, I really tried to stay away from the game itself. I didn't want to look at the songs for what it does in the game. In that case, Song of Storms probably would have been better than Lost Woods. Nope, can't go back there. While that has been the goal, I would feel lazy not acknowledging the impact Song of Healing has on the story. I would go as far as to say it might be the most useful song in the series. It also has the closest connection to the theme of the story. Iconic songs are often the most well known or listened to, but in Majora's Mask, the Song of Healing connects to the theme of healing. There are so many people the song helps overcome issues in their lives. So many people that Link heals in his quest, and the comfort the song brings is nothing short of healing to the player as well. I think the usage of the song and the beauty of it helps give it the status of iconic, and it makes the clear answer for Majora's Mask. Okay, I have to admit, I did do a little cheating with these games. While I do enjoy the Oracle games, I must admit their soundtracks are very lacking in iconic songs. They aren't bad, just nothing memorable to me, at least, so what did I do? I trusted the internet. So apparently, the most iconic songs are The Dancing Dragon from Oracle of Seasons and Skull Dungeon from Oracle of Ages. These are good songs. It can make you get up and dance, but I can't say what makes them iconic. The only thing I can think of is these are playing in the Hyrule Club after Link saves the world. That's all I got for them. I don't think the word iconic in Four Swords has ever been said in the same sentence. It's literally a game attached to a port of another game. You can't play it by yourself, and if you have no Zelda friends, then you're just screwed. Unless you purchased an anniversary edition that is nowhere to be seen now. Not one part of that screams iconic. So does that mean I just chose the best? Well, no, because there is actually a true banger on this soundtrack. It's actually crazy to me that the single most reoccurring final boss in Zelda, Vati, started in this small game. But he did. And well, he came out with a great theme as well. Vati the Wind Sage is a very underrated song because of the game it's in. It gives a sense of danger and urgency. It's also one of the first songs you hear in the game, and Vati actually kidnaps Zelda in front of you. Like I said, I don't know what else to say about it because the game really doesn't have much going for it, but this song gets points for being Vati's theme, and it's the closest thing to iconic in the game with Vati's initial appearance. Wind Waker is another game with so many classic songs, but one of them just hits you like a fortress to the face. I could have chosen songs like Legendary Hero, Great Sea, and even Outset Island, but the real choice is Dragon Roost Island. This song has some of the best staying power in the series. It's fun, dynamic, and it's probably the first song played if you were at a Zelda club. This is truly a fan favorite, and it's also a series favorite. Few games in the series can hold a candle to Ocarina of Time with songs being reused, but Dragon Roost Island can. You can hear softer and slower versions of it in Breath of the Wild and in Tears of the Kingdom, and not to mention the amazing Colgera fight in Tears of the Kingdom that hints at this song. You know a song is iconic when it can be upbeat and dance-worthy, or soft and slow to help fall asleep to. I think the Wind Waker soundtrack doesn't get the credit it deserves sometimes, but it is such a great one. Dragon Roost Island is probably one of the few songs that can beat a song that you hear 90% of the game as you do in the Great Sea. It's a shorter section than all of the sailing, but it's left a huge mark on the Zelda fandom. Four Swords Adventures is another game that doesn't really have an iconic song. It does have some sneaky good songs, but nothing truly a standout. So unfortunately, I have to refer to the game itself again. And I think there's a certain section that stands as close to iconic as it can be with the Village of the Blue Maiden. This section can be very frustrating and push players over the edge, and I think the song helps in that. It's eerie and it sounds like it's just crawling up your back. There is no change to a fighting song since the level is a large puzzle, but its constant playing makes you want to go insane. It fits the story so well. When it comes to iconic selection, I don't think this is the first one that comes to people's mind, but the level stands out a lot, and this song is a big part of it, so I think it gets the spot by default. Minish Cap is such a cute and fun game, and it would make sense that the most well-known song from this game would have the same idea. Minish Village is one of the few 2D title songs that gets the recognition it deserves. 2D songs in games usually get overlooked for the other games, but not Minish Cap. This song fits the style of the game so well. It has a sense of comfort and awe to its music. You entered into a new world just like in A Link to the Past or Link Between Worlds, but instead of adventurous songs to lead you, it's timid and calm. It brings you comfort when you would be scared when everything else is so much bigger than you. The Minish are kind and helpful, and this theme matches them so perfectly. It's hard to get such a perfect blend of sweetness and curiosity, but they nailed it with this song. Minish Cap is one of the most well-known 2D games, and I think the soundtrack helps it a lot. Minish Village is leading the charge for its respect, but very much in a nice and calming way. From calm and sweet Minish Cap to gritty and dark Twilight Princess, we use what is definitely one of the strangest jumps in the franchise. Twilight Princess is a divisive game, and I think you either love it or you hate it. That, for some reason, includes the soundtrack, which is one of the best. I don't get it. I don't get why people hate this. I am clearly on the love side, and I know people have an opinion on these, but come on. You have Lake Hylia, Hyrule Field, and that final fight with Ganondorf, like seriously, come on, that song cannot be beat. But those are none of my choices, actually. It has to go to Midna's Lament. She's the main character, the story is hers, the character growth is hers, and the most iconic song is hers. The moment is where the game not only changes, but guess who else changes at that moment? That's right, it's Midna. The song choice had to be related to her. It's also her most vulnerable moment. It makes you feel for Midna, who is not your favorite character at the time, but she is about to start her process of becoming that favorite character of yours. It's truly a song that matches the Twilight Princess theme so well. Every Zelda game involves the idea of adventure. It's the main theme of the series. While the overall theme is the same, the approaches are different. Some take place on land, some on sea, and some even through time. So when you make a game about a cocky but cowardly treasure hunter who is reluctant to help out only to a certain degree and always in a goofy way, what kind of theme do you give him? Well, you give him Linebeck's theme. This theme is so closely linked with Linebeck and his character, you couldn't go with any other choice. Linebeck makes Phantom Hourglass a good game, and he is one of the best characters in the series, and his theme captures those ideas. He is a sailor at heart who is not as brave as he thinks and is goofy to his core. The theme is playful and interesting. It's one of the few themes for a certain character that encompasses the whole game. I have to mention how iconic songs can be ones that are used again and again in the series, but some are just iconic because you know where and who that song belongs to, and Linebeck's theme is all his own, just the way he likes it. Spirit Tracks is a game with its up and down moments, but the game, it just keeps chugging along. Ugh. But it does take place about 70% of the time on, well, the Spirit Tracks. So it would make sense that the most iconic song is the one you hear for 70% of the game. It's got to be the overworld theme. This song is so awesome, and while the track sections can be slow and the pacing a lot, at least you get to hear a great song for that time that it's being drugged down. The overworld theme is such a strong, powerful song that really pushes the travel on you. It's almost weird to listen to it without the sound of the tracks going and going. It's also another reason why those demon trains are so annoying, because they throw off your groove with that stupid, nerve-wracking theme they play. Shut up. Just shut up. But the overall theme keeps on going in your mind even after the game is over. Many people might even consider it the main theme of the game. I am not one of those people, but you can't argue this is the song that comes to people's heads when they think of this game. Here it is, the moment I'm sure you all have been waiting for. Skyward Sword, which could easily have the claim as the best soundtrack in the series. This soundtrack has everything. Power ballads, great dungeon themes, calming songs, the original Guardian song that gives you the chills. It has a legit claim to be the best soundtrack, so you would think it's going to be a hard choice, but really it's not. You've heard that before, haven't you? This one has to go to the Ballad of the Goddess. This theme is not just one of the best songs, it's one of the best main themes for the games. This song gets you hyped up. There is no denying this song was made to get you into the sense of adventure. I would say it's probably one of the three things everyone associates with the Skyward Sword, the others being Fi and the motion controls. This is a song that I believe should have a no skip rule on whatever music app you use. It's a power ballad unlike anything else, and it just makes you want to give a big ol' heck yeah, let's go kill some monsters. Dang it, dang it, dang it! The motion controls, think of them what you will, but after hearing this song, you will forget how rough they are because you were just all juiced up on green potion. Link Between Worlds has a great final dungeon, and if you ask anyone who has played it, they talk about one of the things over the rest, and it's the music. It's a nice twist on the typical final dungeon where you fight a few bosses again. Not my favorite trope, however, this dungeon gives it a meaning. Lower Castle's theme is the definition of escalating as the game goes on. The tempo and the intensity gets bigger and stronger. You defeat a mini boss, and the music picks up, and you start to realize the final confrontation is getting closer and closer. Now beating the same bosses again has somewhat of a reward now. It is the first thing I think of when I enter the castle, and it is definitely what I look forward to the most in the dungeon. Anticipation is one of the strongest positives of Lower Castle's theme. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Triforce Heroes is like that song that everyone hates on, even though it's not that bad. It's not good, but it's not that bad. One of the small points that helps this game get some love is its soundtrack. Its Celtic upbeat tone is not bad, and while it's not iconic, it's not a pain to listen to. It's just Triforce Heroes. And I do think there is one song that deserves some love, and it's actually the main theme. This theme is very upbeat and goofy, which if you play Triforce Heroes with friends, I'm sure that's how it feels. I wouldn't know, as I never have. It does capture the whimsy of the game. I mean, there isn't much I can say about it, it's just there and you know it, but it's never the first thing that comes to my mind. So here is how I will end this segment. It's a chore to play Triforce Heroes, but it's not one to listen to. There's your send-off. Breath of the Wild was actually one of the hardest to come up with. It's not for what you think though. I didn't know this for a while, but apparently several people have an issue with the soundtrack. While it did focus more on atmosphere-driven music rather than giant crowd pleasers, it does have charm in its soundtrack. That's the issue. There's so much charm to the soundtrack that these games set you up to enjoy the song in the moment, but not much after. These songs were made for behind-the-scenes study sessions. This soundtrack fills up a lot of my relaxing Zelda music playlist to have while I do other work. They are atmospheric, not memorable champions of music, so it was hard to choose an iconic song. I did my best and I chose what I think many people know and what appears to be on all those lo-fi albums. I settled on Cass's theme. Cass plays a major role in the game and it's not very relevant to the main story. He helps you get the feeling of freedom with all of the quests that he gives you. This song is arguably what connects you to the freedom of the game. With a unique sound, it easily gets stuck in your head and it must appear on every lo-fi album. It's one of those few songs that does not appear on both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom's tracks, as Cass is strangely gone in Tears of the Kingdom. Similar to Breath of the Wild, the album of Tears of the Kingdom is very atmospheric and doesn't command the screen, except for one moment. Calgera's theme is as much a part of the boss fight as Link and Calgera, and maybe even more than Tulin. No, I'm not kidding. The first time I played this, I never used Tulin. Not once. One of the worst parts about this fight is that it's the easiest and you have to end this theme. It is so strong and it fills you with strength. As I mentioned with Wind Waker, you can hear aspects of Dragon Rouge Island in the song, but like a great callback, it doesn't change or get overlooked by nostalgia. It's its own theme with an excellent callback. It handles the battle and the sound perfectly. I love it. You can sense a theme here, that a lot of the best parts in the series are adjacent with great music, and this moment is no different. You may have watched to this point and wondered how few main areas there are listed. No Ocarina of Time Hyrule Field, no Hyrule Field in Twilight Princess, no Great Sea in Wind Waker, and on and on. You get it. And that's not because I completely eliminated those, but I think that those can sometimes be overlooked because they are more known because they play so much. To me, that's not iconic enough as more moment or area focused songs. This trend breaks with this moment as Echoes of Wisdom songs is main theme Field 1. Yep, that's the title I'm using. This theme was connected with Echoes of Wisdom from the very first trailer. As someone who doesn't keep up with new releases or game announcements, before Tears of the Kingdom I rarely had the idea of songs in the trailers being remembered. Since I actually watched the direct with Echoes of Wisdom, I cannot think of another song than this. As I previously stated, it fits the theme a lot. Yes, I know I've said that a lot, but Nintendo is so good about that. It fits the cute, warm feelings this game brings to your console and heart. It's a game with a lot of good moments, but few parts are game changing, and the theme is no different. You know it, but is it your first thought when thinking of a field or main area? Probably not. And you can say, well, it hasn't been out that long. And to that I say, when was the last time Echoes of Wisdom was mentioned somewhere? It's not really a new game, really, and maybe time will change that, or even a sequel, but now it's just a good theme. Well, there you have it, the list of most iconic songs from each Zelda game. Thanks for watching, please subscribe to the channel for more content, and make sure to let me know your opinions in the comments.